Alright everyone, RJ here. Welcome back to the channel. And today I'll be doing an unboxing, taking a first look at the Asus Zenfone 9. Okay, so this is a phone that I've been excited to get my hands on ever since its release, and I finally got my hands on it, and I'm very excited to try this thing out. But before I unbox it, I'm going to give you the specs of this phone. As for a compact phone, this phone is packing a punch. So let's go ahead and get started here with the display. We got a 5.9-inch Full HD display coming in at 1080 by 2400 with a 20:9 aspect ratio with 445 pixels per inch. It is Super AMOLED and has 120 Hz refresh rate, HDR10 Plus, and 1100 nits brightness. Has cornering Gorilla Glass Victus. As for the processor, this phone runs the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 octa-core processor with an Adreno 730 GPU, so you're going to get top flagship specs here and processing power on this Zenfone 9. Now for the internal storage, you can get it in several different configurations. You can get a 6 gig 128GB version, an 8 gig 120GB version, an 8 gig with storage of 256, and a 16 gig with storage of 256. So quite a bit of storage options there. This one here is the 8 gig 128GB model. This phone has two cameras on the rear, the main being a 50 megapixel wide-angle lens with aperture of f1.9 with gimbal OIS, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide-angle lens with aperture of f2.2. You can record in 8K, 4K, and 1080. We'll get into that more in the video. And the front-facing camera is a 12 megapixel standard with an aperture of f2.5, recording 4K and 1080. For the battery, we got a 4300 milliamp hour non-removable battery with 30 watt wired charging and 5 watt reverse wired charging. And the phone currently runs on Android version 12. So let's go ahead and see what we have in the box. Okay, got this little packet right here. It says compact size, big possibility. So let's see what comes here in this box. So we got the SIM tool right there. We do have a case, which is really nice. And of course, your terms and service user guide, all that stuff there. We'll put that away. And here we have the phone. Put to the side for a moment, and we'll see what else comes in the box. Because as you see, the phone looks a lot bigger than what you see from Google, Apple, Samsung, and all of that. And that's because you do get a wall adapter. Nice to see that in the box, as well as a USB-C to C cable there, and that's all that comes to the box. Okay, so the phone is now in hand, and I will say, yes, it is very compact. And just for comparison, here is the Pixel 4a. As you remember, was also a very compact phone from Google. So if I set them up side by side here, you will see that it is just slightly taller than the Pixel 4a, but basically the same width and everything. Very close, very similar. So if you had a Pixel 4a, or if you have seen one, this is about the same size as the 4a as I just showed you. So anyway, the design. What do y'all think? I mean, it don't look bad to me. The back of it here has got a very different texture. Okay, it doesn't feel too slick, nothing like that. Of course, I do got a case for it. I know it came with a case, but I ordered like a gel skin case for right now. But those two cameras back there, pretty large lenses, as you can see. It just looks different, and I kind of like it. You know, got your flash right there in the center, got your Zenfone branding back there, and all that good stuff. Now on the right side here, you got the power button that doubles as a fingerprint scanner, your volume up and down. On top, yes, you have a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is rare, and a microphone. On the left, it's clean. And on the bottom, got your SIM card slot, microphone, Type-C charging port, and your bottom firing speaker. Let's go ahead and boot this thing on. Does it got any? There we go. All right. There's a little hole punch camera up there in the top left corner. So I'll go ahead and I'll get it all set up and I'll come back when it's finished. Okay, so we're all set up and ready to go. Now, normally I don't say this early on in any video, but if you're new around here and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell on to receive all future unboxings, reviews, live streams, whatever the case may be, and I surely would appreciate it. So anyway, back into the Zenfone 9. I'm going to take you a detailed look in the settings and everything else on this phone. But so far, what I have seen is if you want a compact phone, if you want something small with, flagship internals, performance, display looks really nice, you want a headphone jack because you might need that, hey, right here it is. All right. Now, I will say that you're going to want to get a case. Those lenses up back there, the top one protrudes out a whole lot more than the bottom one. But as big as those lenses back there are, you're going to want a case to kind of protect those lenses. So just kind of thought I'd throw that out there. But the design, the build, I love how it's designed. To me, it just looks really nice. Now, turning the phone on, the display looks really nice, really vibrant and clear. Wow, that unlocked from behind the camera with face unlock. Okay, so there's face unlock. We'll go ahead and do that again here by looking at it. And you can see there, it is quick. All right, fingerprint scanner. We'll check that out. And boom. That is very, very fast. Okay, so like I said, the display, 5.9-inch full HD display, 120 refresh rate, Super AMOLED panel here. It just looks very crisp, very vibrant. It just looks that good. Now, virtually on here, there's really no bloatware. Except for Netflix, which I had that anyway, so don't really consider that bloatware, but it's there. And everything else is just there. One thing I don't see, which I'm surprised, since it's got a headphone jack, is an FM radio. I'm very surprised to see that it don't have that. But anyway, let's pull the drop down here. Android 12, typical toggles that you see here. Nothing really new. Flashlight, screen recorder, auto rotate, screenshot, stuff like that here. Audio wizard. So jumping here into the settings for a little bit, we'll see what we have going on in here. So connect the devices. You can see we have Bluetooth, of course, low latency for games using Bluetooth. You got NFC, you can cast your screen, files, receive, printing, Chromebook, Android Auto, nearby share, and all that good stuff there. Here at sound and vibrations. You can set up through their own volume setting or classic. I might have to change that back to classic. I don't know. Okay. Let's hit a button there. Volume adjustment mode, volume key default controls. So this is what I like to see here, because if you've ever been anywhere and you thought you turned your phone down, because you push the volume button, it turns it all the way down. But it's just the media volume, not your ringer. And in your phone rings and it blares out. So you can choose that here between media and ringtone, which is really nice to have that option here on this phone. Audio wizard, you can change that. That is to immerse yourself in the game with improved stereo effects, leading you to victory. Okay, we'll check that out some other time. Jump disturb, priority mode, phone ringtone, dial pad tones, clicking tones, stuff like that. Anyway, down here is storage. So 25 gigabytes has already been used, and the system takes up 22 gigs. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. That's a lot of storage to be used up by the system. So you only really have around 103 gigabytes free with no SD card slots. So that's something to take a look into if you're looking at this phone. Maybe get the higher storage configuration, or if that's all the storage you really need, there you go. Okay. So battery, 4,300 milliamp hour battery. You got your system modes here for high performance, which of course is best choice for demanding apps. Dynamic, which is optimized performance for daily use. Durable, robust performance for longer use. And ultra durable, preserving power as much as possible. Okay, we'll leave it there at dynamic. Adaptive battery, battery usage, low battery power saving, scheduled power saving. Here at battery care, you can have it steady charging. schedule charging, and you can set your charging limit to 80, 90, or 100%. Set a lower charging limit to extend battery lifespan. Okay. Detect battery draining apps, auto start manager, background app management, all that good stuff there. Now here at display, brightness level, adaptive brightness, night light. You got splendid. So you can choose between optimal, natural, cinematic, standard, customized, change your temperature to cooler or warmer, whatever you like. Smart screen on, sleep, refresh rate here is set to auto. So you get your auto 120, 90, or 60 hertz. So yeah, you got a choice there. Display and font size. So if you want your fonts and display size to be larger or smaller, you can change that here. Animation speed. No longer have to go into developer options to change that down. If you want to make the phone feel a little bit faster, you can do it right here in the settings, which is really nice. Dark theme, light theme, power button menu style. So you can have it classical, colorful, calm, or elegant. Okay, we'll leave it at colorful right now. Just why not? Status bar, icon manager, system navigation. So you got gestures, or you have the navigation bar for your back, home, and recents button. If you don't like gestures, which gestures is the way to go, that's just my opinion. Always on panel for always on display. Lift to check phone, notifications, which wake screen when you receive notifications, and screensaver, all that stuff there. Wallpapers and style, kind of save time a little bit. We'll skip that. Security unlock screen, fingerprint scanner, face unlock, pin pattern password, all that goodness. We do have a system update right now, but accessibility, you got everything in here that you need for accessibility needs. So yeah, it's got everything that you need in there. But system updates here, you can see a Zenfone 9 and system update here, Android version 12. Yeah, just a little update. I've already got one update already, so yeah, but really nice little phone here. Like I said, it's running the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. I did run a Geekbench test, and here are the results. And the results are 1315 single core and 4302 multi-core. So a nice little powerhouse this is going to be. I know that the small display here, 5.9, is not going to be for everyone. But if you want a flagship type device here that's going to have that has a headphone jack, which is, yeah, those days are about gone. So it's nice to see that with a beautiful display. I mean, just top tier specs. Here you go. I mean, the phone, pricing, it varies. I got mine on sale for $629, but it goes up from there, and I've seen them go pretty expensive. So yeah, but anyway, so let's take a look here in the camera for a little bit. Swipe down or tap to open settings. Yeah, we know that. It also has a gimbal mode, which we'll test out later on. But you got your 1x zoom, your ultra wide angle lens, 2x zoom, up to 8x zoom. So there you go. Let's go up here to the settings. Flash, you can shoot pictures of 1x1, 4x3, 16:9, and full screen. HDR mode, off, on, or auto. Here in the settings, you got your resolution, 50 megapixel 4x3. So if you take a picture in regular 4x3, it's going to probably be in like 12 megapixel, about like most phones, okay? And you can see all the different ones there. 50 megapixel capture does not support beauty or HDR mode, okay? Timer, flashlight countdown, watermark. So you can have a date, time, device name, and customize it. So that's nice to see that there. Pre-autofocus, touch shutter, stabilizer guide. Okay, calibrate gimbal for when you want to set that up, which we won't do that right now. Horizontal level, edit camera modes, grid, camera sounds, just everything that you need. Yeah. Okay, video mode. So if you turn off the stabilization, HD, Full HD, 4K, and 8K. So 8K is 24 frames per second. 4K is 30 and 60. Full HD is what you can use for your stabilization. Normal or hyper steady is only available at 1080p and HD 30 and 60 frames. So letting you know that there. Full HD 60 frames is really all you need anyway, but if you want the 4K or for some reason 8K, you gotta turn off stabilization. Okay. You got your time lapse, slow motion mode, you got your portrait mode, panorama, light trail. That's a pretty cool little feature there. And more, yeah, we'll edit later. Pro mode, night mode, and pro video. So turning around to the front facing camera here, we'll just take a quick look here in the settings here. I think it's probably the same thing. Yeah, it says 4:3, 16:9, all that stuff. I'm interested in the video department, so you can record at HD, full HD at 30 and 60, and 4K at 30 frames per second with stabilization on and off is still the same 30 frames per second. So plenty of good features here on this phone. Very excited to try this phone out. And of course, I had to go with the red. As y'all know, it comes in multiple different colors, but if you want to know what colors they come in, just go online and look. But I had to get the red because, of course, why not? But really nice feeling phone in the hand. You know, it's nice and compact, and so far I really like it. So self-informative anyway. Hit that like button. Any questions you may have, leave it down below. If you're new around here and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that. Also, turn on that bell for notifications for all future videos. That would be awesome as well. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.